I think sometimes it does that when you don't. You gotta let it start for like 10 seconds. Here we go.
The mother of all tech issues.
Yeah, we're live, as far as I can tell.
Okay. 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 Let's check that out. Have a
Vocal
little
power.
listen. Hello, I am testing my laggy voice.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
It doesn't. It just happens randomly. But you sound fine now. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Will I stay laggy?
Do you mean to make that right, or was that just fire?
That's just fire. Will the lag goblin come for us today? And will he permit the QRP to play?
Serviceable.
Adequate. Okay, it sounds mostly okay. All right, yeah. So just do that, Tim. If I lag out, just say you fucking doofus. Your Wi-Fi didn't work. Say that again.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I don't know why we are constantly plagued by technical issues because it doesn't appear that there should be any issues. You know, nothing suggests that should be the case. Yet here we are.
Yep.
Dealing with personal demons and such.
Well, I don't get into my personal demons, but yeah, sure.
Why not?
Not this week.
Oh, no,
Save
that's
that
fair
for
enough.
the official therapy session during the week.
Yes. Love the official ones. None of those unofficial ones are off the books.
Yeah, those ones are weird. And they always get very physical.
Yeah, I'm always naked. We're
Hi, Tim.
live.
Tweet alive. Very demanding, isn't he? He loves a retweet. He loves to retweet us. Maybe we should just give Timmer our Twitter account. A bit laggy.
Yeah.
No, Timmer. Is it everyone or is it just Deck?
It's probably just me.
I'm streaming. We're about 2,500. I'm not getting any. Normally OBS gives me some errors if I'm throwing out a higher like speed than I should, or like video quality than I should. It gives me like an overloaded option. I'm not getting any of that, so should be okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's just me and you. So
yeah. So let us know if that improves, Timmer, and let us know obviously the quality of it, because yeah, we basically said as we started this, if it is laggy and voices are off or whatever, we don't want to waste our time. You know, we'll just come back and do this tomorrow or something when internet's all right. Cool. He says it's now good. So, I mean, yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it.
It'll probably fluctuate, but as long as it's like tolerable, it's fine. If it starts, you know, if it becomes unlistenable, then well, throw it in the bin.
Yeah.
So let's get going.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we're jingling. He said you're lagging, but let's just roll with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be lagging a bit. Right. Hi everyone. Welcome to episode 116. I think it's 116. I'm really good. I've just got to check my notes. Yep, it's 116 today. I'm in podcasts. My name is Deck. That's Tim over there.
Hello.
Hi. And we're bringing you 2 weeks of news. Sort of. It's refined. It's reduced. You know, but there's a lot of stuff, Tim. I'm curious. What's your game brain like at the moment?
The game brain's actually been a little bit more existing.
Yeah, I can't believe
Recently.
it.
Yeah, there's just been as people are aware, there's just there's a little transition period going on in my life at the moment, and work is crazy busy. So I've just been a little bit burnt out, and yeah, just gaming hasn't been too high on my list. It's been more melt and watch a bit of TV when I get home sort of vibes. But yeah, no, recently we've been playing a little bit more. We've been jumping into parties together and doing all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's been good to get back. It has been good to get back. No one will ever guess what we've been playing.
You don't think anyone ever?
I can give you. I don't know how active you're in the chat right now, Tim, but you have 3 guesses to guess what we've been playing. I'll give you 3 attempts. You won't get it right. But yeah, I haven't been playing anything like Starfield or anything like that recently. I did jump on it occasionally, like the other week. Played it a little bit in bed and stuff like that. Completed a couple. I think I did a couple more of the main story missions, but I still stand by the fact that game actually hasn't really fully hooked me, and like at all, really. But you know, it's decent. It's decent enough, but I never want to sit there and binge it and keep going back on it at the moment.
I can only conclude that you actually don't like Xbox as a platform.
Yeah, it could be that, right? Yeah, it definitely could be.
That's all I can conclude.
I'm not even Tim. Just peel off a different phase. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's just it hasn't really hooked me. It hasn't been Mortal Kombat. So that's one of your guesses down. But yeah, so yeah, that's a little bit of a weird one. I don't know what's going on with Starfield. One day maybe it'll reel me in, but
Nah, it won't.
And
You just don't like first party games. It's facts.
yeah, it's got to be that, right? I
You
definitely
like the
am
PlayStation ones.
picky with my single player games recently. I definitely am. I'm definitely more just the sort of, I don't know. I just kind of vibing with high fantasy and stuff like that recently. Yeah, basically just anything. Like I swallowed up Final Fantasy 16. I love that, and I genuinely got home and wanted to play that, and I wanted to finish it and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just going through a bit of a weird phase. But guesses aside, anyway, we've been playing. No, it's not Redfall. That's it. You're 2-0, so you can't come back. Yeah, we've been playing Siege. We've been playing Rainbow Six Siege as a group. And that's been it's a good idea, actually. It was a nice sort of suggestion from you, I think. It's just a nice sort of fallback game that everyone can sort of jump on and play. We all like it. We've all sunk a decent amount of time into it. And I think it was good to get the whole group sort of back on, because we play a lot of games that seem to cap off at like 3 players, I've noticed. So there isn't many that just allow us to play with like a full 5 or something. So yeah, it's been really fun. And that's basically been my game brain, to be honest. Shooty clicky on heads.
Man, am I still here?
You kind of are. You froze for like 10 seconds, and I just carried on with my flow. Your internet is actual trashed here today.
I'm 270 megabytes down. I don't understand what's going on.
Proper F tier.
I'm 45 up.
I don't know if you use much Discord, Timo. If there's any issues with Discord today or anything, because Deck is just really struggling for some reason today. We tried everything, all your basic home remedy troubleshooting, but
yeah, essential oils.
Yeah, we've really given it a go, outside of diving into router settings, which doesn't need to be done realistically because his router's been fine up until 20 minutes ago. So
it's fucking bizarre. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's been me. What about you? Let's see if you can maintain a sentence. Let's go, man.
Okay, let's give it a crack. I'm winding down on Starfield now, I think. after 5 days game time.
Did you get into a decent chunk of New Game Plus and everything like that? I assume.
Yep, I'm a New Game Plus Plus.
Outside of spoilers, is that as fire as everyone says it is? As groundbreaking as everyone says it is?
I think it's pretty cool for sure. I think they've messed up a bit with. So plus is cool, but then as you keep going into further pluses, there's a bit of RNG there, and I think that was a bad decision. But I think it's pretty good overall. I had a good time going through New Game Plus, and I've pretty much been doing a faction per playthrough. So I'm going to be going through the Crimson Fleet. But other than that, I've done Ryujin and what was the other one that I just did? The Vanguard.
Oh, Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard UC.
Nice.
And that was amazing. That was actually amazing. That was a completely different game. That was like I was playing a different game. So I've heard Crimson Fleet is really good, so I'm going to be sort of chipping away through that. But yeah, like I said, 5 days game time. So what's that? 120 hours. I've squeezed my value out of that game.
Definitely.
And in terms of what I kind of feel, like I've said I think it's about a 9 throughout. I'm hovering between an 8.5 and a 9 because there are some things that get better the more you play it, and there are like as you get into like really high game hours, like 70 plus, there are some things that get increasingly annoying, like the procedural stuff I've spoken about before, the structures and the buildings. Like some of them just keep repeating themselves, and it's so immersion breaking and bollocks. But generally, it's just been a good time. I've had a great time with it. But other than that, I've been playing Siege, obviously, and I've been playing a bit of Cocoon. Started Cocoon.
Oh yeah. What did that actually set up as? I never actually looked at scores for that. There's that. I imagine like high 80s, mid to high 80s or something, right?
Yeah, I think it was a couple of points off 90.
He's quite hot out the gates. Yeah, I mean that game just looked
88. Yeah,
that game just looked kind of like the AAA of indie games. You know, like just based on its just premise, trailers, gameplay, all that sort of stuff. It just looked like it'd be kind of class.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've played it for about 2 hours, maybe 2.5. It's really, really quite special. It's simple. It's really streamlined. The flow is great. The music's great. The world design is great. Super smooth. As you kind of know, like you get these balls, and then the balls are like their own worlds, and they're like puzzle pieces that you have to carry around. And then there are times you have to carry those worlds inside other worlds. And then when you complete that world, that ball becomes a power. So you carry that ball around, and it gives you like a power. So you take that power into another world. So it's like kind of got this Metroidvania element to it.
I love how.
But that game is amazing.
Before that sentence, you said it's nice and simple, and then you said that sentence.
I know, but they've managed
worlds.
Yet they've managed to do it. Yet it is simple. And I followed the guy, the lead dev on Twitter. I can't remember his name is, but he's been tweeting things about the development of the game, and he said that the game's really been ready, start to end, for like 18 months, and that time was just spent streamlining the game and giving it. Nice. Kind of making it not overly complicated, and it's really good, man. I'd recommend anyone if you like puzzle games, like this is a must play. If you like just smaller, leaner games, and you're a bit more flexible on it, give it a go. I think you'll really enjoy it anyway. But yeah, it's hell of a Game Pass month, really.
Yeah, couple months. Games Pass been popping off recently. Like the last 2-3 months have been absolutely mental for Games Pass.
It has. Yeah, it's been a nice variety. Lies of P, Cocoon, obviously Starfield, obviously Forza, which we'll touch on a little bit later. Payday, which is a bit mixed depending on who you ask, but
still a great game.
Something else as well.
No.
Yes, Warhammer, Darktide. There's another one. The list is
I still need to go down and download actually Darktide. How's that? how's that being received on Xbox's end? Because obviously I know it had a rough PC launch and still kind of rough now, if I'm not mistaken. How's it doing on Xbox?
I've heard reasonably good things. I've heard it's still like got some rough edges, but generally feeling a lot better now. So
Okay.
we'll see. I'm just checking out Critic because there's no new reviews. Nobody's re-reviewed it for the Xbox launch, so I don't know. But I'm seeing gameplay clips on Twitter. It looks great. So
What's that?
even
I was going to say, what does that cap out as for co-op? Is it 3 players, 4 players? Can't remember.
I think it's 4. Yeah, 4.
I think it's 4 as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth a go. I'll pop it on download like tonight or something. Yeah, for sure. It's on my list. We were, for anyone who doesn't know, we were pretty hyped for that game leading up to its release, didn't we? We were quite disappointed when it finally came out. I mean, when it finally came out, it's actually only just come out for us technically. We were hoping for a release date back when it actually launched on PC, and it came out in like a really nice pocket of time as well, didn't it? Where we really could have like played it for like a solid like month or so.
It was November.
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah. So what was I can't remember what was coming out, but I remember there was a
2022.
Yeah.
It's just dry 2022, wasn't it? So
yeah.
And then we had Hi-Fi Rush in January that we only found out about later.
So yeah, it was a shame, but I'm definitely up for it because I do like Vermintide. I was never like huge on them, but I definitely had fun on those games. They are a great time just to hop on and play. They never require too much brain power, and yeah, they're just good fun. So yeah, nice.
So yeah, that's how we've been doing. So let's just have a quick chat about some of the things that have happened. I've got some smaller items that I think will be worth covering, and we'll see how we get on. But first and foremost, Tim, supposedly the final CMA decision is supposed to happen next week. Supposedly, then we
on
can
Friday the 13th in October. Well, I hate to say it, Dick, but it's not going through.
Or if it does, there's some sort of like nuke that's going to be dropped at the same time.
Yeah. God, what kind of fucking decision ends on that? Phil was probably like, please, just any other day. I really, I don't want to put all my eggs on that in my basket for that day, please. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's coming from Virgin, who've said that that's what they're hearing. And if that is the case, I wonder what happens next. At this point, I've kind of like compartmentalized it. I'm like, I feel like it's been so long, and I'm so like calloused to it. Like I don't know if I could even think about the benefits of that deal anymore. There was one point where we were like, "Wow, think of all the possibilities." Yeah. Now I'm like, I don't know, and I'm not sure I care anymore. I mean, I'm sure I will when hundreds of pounds worth of stuff gets dumped into Game Pass, but like right now.
Yeah, I'm the exact same boat as you. I just don't care anymore. Like I'm just desensitized to it. Like
that's it.
When someone talks to me about it, I'm literally just like I think I remember actually my brothers asked me about it and they were just like, yeah, it's like a big deal. Like what's coming? And I was just like, I don't know, man. Just like Blizzard stuff, I guess. And it's just like we don't seem that excited. I was like, you have no idea, like just how fatigued I am about this to the point I just don't care. But yeah, it's I think that little buzz of excitement will come back when the deal finally happens, but I'm just waiting.
That's right.
I'm just waiting for that line to be crossed. And then I will start giving a shit again. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we've been here before. We've been like, it's gonna happen soon, and then like 3 times that's happened, so
yeah. It's rough out here.
That's pretty interesting. When did your brothers ask you about that? Just out of interest, like
I think it was like I remember we as a barbecue, so it was in the nice one. I think it must have been about 3 weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. It wasn't that long. I'd say under a month.
Okay. That's pretty interesting that it's still that news is still carrying. I guess it's a constant news cycle, so I guess people are going to hear about it one way or another. Even maybe the more casual gamers. So, yeah,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
audience.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things that while we are keep talking about it, hopefully we can start talking about, okay, like how is this going to improve the value of my box? Because that's the good thing, and there can be no doubt that there will be value there, whether it's the Call of Duties in the Game Pass, or Blizzard games, or new exclusives, or
Do you think
King can do what they want.
when's Modern Warfare 3 out? Modern Warfare 3 remastered. Do you think that's
Probably
likely?
November.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think that's likely to like drop into Games Pass if this deal
No,
comes through? I know obviously pre-orders have been live for it for a while, and obviously people who bought it will be shafted. But
no, that's not the problem. The problem is that PlayStation still has marketing. So it won't happen.
oh yeah, for that release, yeah, they will. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Not that I'd ever want
So we'll
to
just have
touch
to
a Call of
see.
Duty anyway, if I'm honest. But
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I keep hearing that I've been wanting to play the Infinite Warfare campaign, because people keep saying it's like this short, sweet, punchy, and really good campaign. And there are times where I'm like, I could do with a little shooter campaign.
it is good. I played it. I played the Infinite
You
Warfare
know,
one.
yeah, you don't get little shooter campaigns all that often. I mean, the last one I think I played was maybe Doom Eternal. No, it would have been Halo. It would have been Halo Infinite, which it wasn't all that little, but it was reasonably. That was great. I had a really good time with that. So yeah, I don't know.
Call of Duty campaigns they're never bad, right? They're just kind of
People usually say they're quite good.
Yeah, they're just kind of fine.
Like
They never really
blockbuster set pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best one for me was probably I think it was Black Ops 2. I think was probably the best one for me.
Yeah, the Black Ops series was great. Yeah.
Yeah. I dropped off around Black Ops 3, and I think Black Ops 2 was better than 1, if I remember correctly, but it was a long time ago.
We preferred it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Black Ops 1 story was really good. That was the one with Reznov, and then he was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. I can't remember. But yeah. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Good.
So that's ABK. Fingers crossed. Next week, Friday 13th. Unless, someone pulls an Uno card and Xbox has to go under
Uno reverse.
All of our consoles just detonate on the spot. That would really be a shame.
Yeah, it'd be great if that's when Xbox could get like a fine if it doesn't go through at a certain time. They're just like, pick up 4 billion, pick up 4,
Yeah. Can you imagine if they're like, to cope with the price that we're about to swallow for not getting the ABK deal, Game Pass subscriptions are going up. You're like,
you could
can't believe this.
Please direct all your hate at Sony.
At Sony, not even the CMA. Yeah, at Sony. That's
just
right.
At Sony, at anyone who works for at Sony.
That's right. Okay. Next honorable mention, Tim. There has been a Redfall update. Redfall got an update, man. They did it. There was not much faith that this game would get an update, a substantial update. But it got its performance mode. It's got stealth takedowns now, dude.
Let's go, man.
Takedowns. Enemy density's gone up. Things like that.
I do not give a shit about a fucking. Everyone was saying that about the stealth in this game, that you just butt people when they fall down. It's just like, sure, that doesn't look great.
That's the least of the game's problems.
Exactly. It's just like, can you please fix enemy AI before you put in stealth takedown animations, please? Because that's still the biggest thing for me. Like, I actually read the article and I read like the patch updates and stuff like that and people's impressions on it. And yeah, people were just like, yeah, they've improved on these things, but the enemy AI still fucking sucks. It doesn't do anything, and everyone just stares at walls and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, well, yeah, I'm still not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, for me, that's the biggest thing. Like, so yeah.
I've heard it got a bit better after the first patch, but obviously there's still a way to go. But it has been interesting seeing like a little bit of a resurgence of attention. Like, on one hand, you've got some people playing it and being like, I mean, it's still not great, but Jesus Christ, I think we're a bit too harsh on it. Like, Jesus, 51, like, I'm not sure about that. And then there are other people I say people, there were some media outlets. I don't know if you saw, like IGN posted an article like moments before I don't know if they knew about it. No, moments before the update went live. I presume it was just a coincidence. But there, I think was it IGN or was it maybe someone else? Maybe PC Gamer? Yeah, one of the ones that hate seem to like not like Xbox as a platform. Was like Redfall's went down to 2 concurrent players on Steam. It's like, Jesus Christ, like
Oh
kick a
yeah,
team while they're down.
the
Like what are you
the
doing?
news article was there aren't even enough players online to make a squad in Redfall or something. Yeah, I remember reading the same one. I
Yeah.
think it was Eurogamer.
It's so unnecessary. Yeah, it was just so like, what?
Yeah.
What a weird focus. Like SEO, man, you know, Redfall is easy clicks. Let's just
really
make
is.
fun. Let's just
But
make
in all
fun
honesty, yeah, it probably is a 5-6 out of 10 game. I don't think that's a harsh score.
I mean, maybe we haven't played it, have we?
Yeah, I mean, when it released, from what I could tell, I don't think a 5 to 6 region was an unfair score for that product. From what I could tell.
Maybe not. But I've never played it, so I can't. But you know, it's I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not like it's going to draw back in players. I mean, quite frankly, I hope they just like sort the big stuff out. They had a commitment to make 2 extra characters, and then they just move on. I don't need them doing this whole update thing on this game. It's just a waste of talent. And I think we did post a while back that they are recruiting for the next project. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. But fine, make it playable. Because it's going to live forever in Game Pass. So you don't want it to be like, you know, a stinky game. Like only a little bit of stink.
Yeah. If you can get out to like a 68 or your high 60s to 7s maybe, and then just leave it. Yeah, like that's kind of just, there's no need to commit any harder to it.
Yeah, but I guess it's reasonably decent timing for it because it's October and it's spooky season and all of that. So that's, I suppose, what they were going for. Yeah. Or maybe it's just convenient timing. I don't know. Glad. How am I sounding?
Yeah, you're a bit hitchy. I won't lie. Pretty much the entire time you've been having little laggy bits. I think people can make it out, but yeah, it just is what it is at this point.
Okay. Am I having moments where I'm not hitching, or is it constant hitching?
It's, I would say, I don't know, Timmer, you can weigh in on this as well, but I would say it's a good like 60-70% of the time you're having little bits. But it's yeah, I think it's serviceable. I don't know.
Okay. All right, we'll see how we go on over the next 20 minutes then. If it remains continuously hitchy, then I think we probably just call it.
I'll keep an eye on it. And yeah, Tim, if you are here, it'd be good actually if you could just, just be brutally honest, on like the quality of the podcast. If Deck's voice is lagging, obviously this is a podcast, it's not going to be a viable episode if his voice is lagging at a pretty consistent rate. So just let us know and we can, continue this another day or something. But yeah, he seems to think it's okay and serviceable, so just keep going.
So irritating. Yeah, okay. All right. Sea of Thieves, Tim. It's getting a PvE mode. It's getting PvE servers. Yeah.
Okay.
You had that right. So it's called the Safer Seas. You can invite your friends in, have a crew, and then there won't be other people in that server. It's called the Safer Seas versus the normal conventional mode, which is the High Seas. You get lower rewards, and there are some things which aren't in Safer Seas that are in High Seas. So it's generally meant as a beginner pathway for the game rather than like a full-blown PvE alternative. I'm sure there will be some people who do that, who just like want to chill in the PvE environment. And this has been a bit controversial, with the Sea of Thieves audience. A lot of people feel this shouldn't be the case, and this is the point of what the game's about. Other people feel, well, it's a bit more of a beginner mode, and I'm kind of okay with that. Other people feel, This should never happen at all. So, like, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Is good, bad?
I'm kind of fine with this. I don't see any issues with this. I think it's quite a nice way to, yeah, like you said, have a bit of a beginner mode. Whether or not you just fancy some chill sailing, like you're a one-man sloop and you don't just want to get bullied or hunted or whatever. I think it's a nice alternative game mode, and I think it's definitely enough in the game now that you can actually warrant having this in there, right? And still, there still being an insane amount of content outside of cool PVE exchanges, PvP exchanges, sorry, and stuff like that. So I think it's a pretty good time to add it. Yeah, I have no issues with this at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have a problem with it. I guess I can understand what a lot of the purists are saying, but it's like,
Yeah, I understand how the game's meant to be played, but sometimes you're not always gonna have that capacity to play the game like that. Your friends might not be on, but you still want to earn a buck or two, and you get some chests and do all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's a nice option, for people to do that.
And realistically, the game's been out for 5 years now, since 2018. Like, I think the game needs to be looking to get more players in, and it has a dedicated audience. It stays in the Xbox top 30 or 40, like, quite consistently. And even on Steam, it very occasionally goes up to the top 10 most bought because it's quite viral. It's got that virality,
Yeah.
So for sure, keep cracking on Rare. Where's Everwild?
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. No, I hate this update. This update probably stopped Everwild ever so slightly.
Let me see what that game is. Yeah, like, come on.
It's ridiculous. I'm going to be ever fucking dead by the time this comes out.
Yeah, he's going to be ever dead. As opposed to just
dead.
just temporarily dead.
I'm dead inside. I'm not ever
dead inside. I see. Like when we go to sleep. That's kind of like death, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking this because obviously I say I have a baby. I mean, he is still a baby, but he's coming up to being 1 year old now. When you're a baby and you go to sleep, like, that must be so scary. Like, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
What do you mean? I mean, I don't think like when you fall to sleep, aware of that, and they're not.
Yeah.
I don't think they're aware of a state of where am I when I close my eyes and sleep.
Yeah. No, you're just desensitized to it. Imagine you go to sleep and then you are gone and you see shit that isn't there, and then you wake up and sometimes you're not in the same place. You're not in the same position that you went to sleep in. Yeah. Like, it's a different time of day.
But I don't think they remember any of it. Like, I don't think they just take in these things. They don't remember any parts of their dream. Those memories don't stay with them.
You don't know that.
Short term or long term. Well, do you have any memories past the age of like 5? I think it's like 4 or 5 is when you actually start remembering things.
That's what you can recall now. But as a baby, you still remember things that happen day to day, or you wouldn't learn. And that's spooky stuff. You close your eyes, you go to sleep, and you just vanish. I think that's kind of spooky, man.
No, I think you
can understand why I
made up this phobia.
I don't. I just think that's quite a freaky thing to happen to a baby. Speaking of babies that are small, the opposite of small, large, big, gigantic. Gigantic, nice. Tim. Do you remember that game?
I do. I thought Gigantic was a studio. Oh, Gigantic was the game, was it? Okay. I do remember it, though. Yeah.
It seems to be getting some sort of revival.
Yeah. Which one was that? Was that the MOBA one?
Yeah, the MOBA one where you sprinted around really quick with the giant monsters, hence Gigantic.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. We actually played that. We played that a healthy amount. Yeah, that's the one with Sven in it, wasn't it? Uncle Sven.
Sven, yeah, with the potions. Yeah, there's not mince there. Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, that game was quality. Yeah.
I like how you remember Sven.
Always.
In my heart. Really strange. The game's been dead for years now. And all of a sudden, because I got an email as well. I got an email from Gearbox Publishing saying, take part in this time-limited playtests, and they've added features as well. So I think this game's getting ready for a cheeky revival. Maybe the studio's being bought by Gearbox, and they're getting ready for a cheeky revival, which would be peculiar for Xbox in particular, because you might remember that it was an exclusive. It was an Xbox PC exclusive.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that game was cool, and it's like at the time that genre was a little bit saturated, but now it's kind of not, especially as a console game. Like it would have a moment now, especially like something like Game Pass. Like hell yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, sure. But then Gearbox are really fucking stupid sometimes, so this could just be nothing.
But no, but they weren't involved before. That's the weird thing. They weren't involved with the game. Like they didn't publish the game before. They're just involved now mysteriously, and we don't know why.
Okay. Yeah.
Not that they can't be stupid now. But...
I genuinely did. I had a great time on that game. Like I thought it was really cool.
It was great. It was really good.
It was fantastic. I thought the combat was actually really crispy and responsive, and character design, ability design was great. Genuinely really liked that MOBA. I actually sunk a fair amount of hours into it. So yeah, cool.
Big ups, Gigantic.
Yeah, big ups.
Minecraft Dungeons hit 25 million players and is no longer getting any support. I think that was 2 weeks ago they mentioned that. But they were like, right, we're done. I guess maybe they're probably full on support for Legends and then moving on to whatever the next project is. But 25 million players is a pretty good number. It's very good, actually. Yeah. Obviously, it was in Game Pass, but nonetheless, it's still a very big number. People those are still paying customers. It's commendable. I wish these games performed a bit better critically, but they always get a lot of player counts and good player attention. So it's Minecraft, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Minecraft, and it shows just how big that name and IP still is, right? Or even sort of mediocre reviews and stuff like that. It's still just so accessible, and people just recognize it, jump on, give it a download, give it a try. Yeah, how many of them actually stay on it, I don't know, but yeah, it's a good healthy number, you know, and yeah, kudos to them. Not a bad milestone to hit.
Guess what Minecraft, the OG, got when it released onto consoles in 2017?
Just on consoles?
Guess what? Well, it says on everything on OpenCritting here. PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series XS, Switch, and PC. So I don't know the year given is in 2017. Guess the score it got on OpenCritic.
Oh, the score. Sorry, I thought I was guessing the amount of players. The score. I don't know, like 79, 82, something like that.
90.
90?
90.
For some reason, I actually remember it being kind of. I thought it was actually kind of reviewed pretty averagely, but that's interesting.
It's an evergreen ass game there.
90.
Yeah.
I mean, I love me a bit of Minecraft, but I'm never rating that game a 9. No offense.
I mean, it is one of the best survival games out there. It probably still is the de facto survival game. Not really much arguing with that.
Yeah.
Other than Grounded, you know, the true best survival game out there.
Oh, of course, of course. Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, so honourable mentions down the drain. I have done my best to condense 2 weeks of news here into just the headlines. It's taken a lot of work, which is why I'm very angry that I'm lagging a lot here, because this is considerably time-consuming and after a very busy week.
Okay.
So, Jim Ryan stepped down as PlayStation CEO. Did you know Jimbo, big old Jimbo Ryan? You know the guy? Well, yeah, he's going March 2024, but he announced that he's stepping down. As you can imagine, Xbots have been intolerable about this.
Yeah.
You know, swings both ways, guys. We don't need to do this. So I suppose firstly, really, thanks for your suggestion. That PS5 selling like hotcakes.
Mm.
Okay, bye.
You're lagging so much.
For fuck's sake.
You need to repeat basically that entire last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just listening back to it. Dear me.
I was trying to like, I didn't want to just buy it, so I was like just waving. It was really bad. That was probably the worst it's been.
Man, like,
maybe you shouldn't have it also running as a stream as well. Like, I know you want to listen to see how you're doing, but that's using up any precious bandwidth you could possibly use.
I mean, I have it on I have it paused, like I'm not playing it.
But yeah, you could see I was like, yeah, that was rough.
Oh,
it's right after you were just like, I've really put in a lot of effort in these notes. So your internet was like, right, we've got to crank it up, boys.
All right, it's pretty bad. Man, I've got messages now.
What? I didn't get any of that. What did you say?
I've said I've got half of mine to just call it quits now, quit while we're ahead because this ain't
sure?
working. There's just no point going on this for 2 hours. Now.
It's so bad now. Jesus. Okay. So, what? Obviously, Tim's here as well. So, what? Should we reschedule for try and get something in for early this week? How busy are you this week?
No, I won't be able to do it in the week. We'll just have to go next week.
Okay. I mean, potentially, like we could try later this evening. Are you busy later this evening, or would you just not be vibing for it later this evening?
No, I'm not. I mean, we can test it, see how we go this evening. We'll see. We'll give it. But yeah, super annoying.
Yeah, that is really doesn't make sense. That is really annoying. Yeah, no, that sucks, man. Especially as you, yeah, we had to obviously postpone last week because of me, and we put together all this. That sucks. Okay, well let's see if we can. We'll try and do it again in the evening. Obviously, the best place to figure out if we are going to try that is Twitter. Timmer and anyone listening to this, of whether or not we will try again later this evening. Otherwise, yeah, unfortunately, I think we're just gonna catch you next week, I guess, for a 3-week news condensed podcast.
Yeah, we'll just have to skip some of it. Sorry, guys. We'll catch you. We'll catch you when we can.
Yeah. Bye. Have a good Sunday, Timmer. Sorry.
I'm just probably going to delete the stream, by the way.